It's like the whole world needs to get in on this whole like slowing down and staying in the present type thing instead of like always thinking about what's next. So hopefully everybody else can catch up because we're trying to do that over here. Hello and welcome back to Between Sips, where I treat myself to a little drink and go over my week so that I can feel like I have my life together. I am testing out a new little tripod situation. It's like a suction mount on my windshield, and it already fell like twice, so hopefully it won't fall again. Otherwise, we're going to have to figure something else out. But it is like 3:40, and I feel like honestly an afternoon coffee always hits a little bit better than a morning coffee because by 3 p.m. I'm definitely in need of a nap. I honestly didn't feel like driving anywhere crazy, so today we're just going with Dunkin. They dropped their fall menu today, or not today, but they have their fall menu out, which is crazy because it's August 21st. It's funny because I was just talking to my friend earlier about this, how fall is coming way too fast. All of the Halloween stuff are already in the stores. I think I was seeing Halloween stuff already like in July, which is crazy. Like right after 4th of July, they were like, okay, summer's over. We're going to go right into Halloween. Like once it's October, they're already going to have Christmas decorations and stuff. And they need to slow down a little bit so we can kind of enjoy things. Which is kind of weird because that's what I've been talking about recently. So I really don't want summer to end, even though I am excited for fall weather, like boots and like sweater season. I don't know, summer ending just feels like things are needing to get a little more serious, like it needs to lock in a little bit more, and kind of finish through on all of the goals that we had at the beginning of the year. And then fall, like September, always just feels like back to school season. I think that's why it feels like I should be getting my life together, maybe. But yeah, I am trying their fall menu. I could not make myself get anything pumpkin flavored. I need to wait until at least September for that. So today they have a new tiramisu cloud latte. Let's see. Ooh. And then I don't know if you've seen my birthday nails, but they're also very cute. I'm going to try the cold foam first, and then I'm going to mix it. So honestly, I know I'm going to be disappointed with the cold foam after having my sister's coffee the other week because there's nothing like a homemade cold foam, I feel like. Okay. Oh my god, it really tastes like a marshmallow though. Definitely giving like artificially sweetened chemicals in there. But it definitely tastes like marshmallow, and I guess marshmallows are pretty much all chemicals too, so that makes sense. Top tastes like marshmallow. I'm gonna mix it so I can get like, oh, it's like marshmallow and then like a cocoa powder too to give that like tiramisu vibe. Oh my god, in the last video I had cold foam like all over my mouth the whole time. I couldn't stop looking at it. All right, gotta hit it with the 45. I'm gonna do a straw. Cheers, guys. I usually get the Dunkin latte from Dunkin because it's a lot creamier than the usual lattes, but I just did the regular tiramisu cloud latte, and this is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I don't taste tiramisu, I'll say, because honestly, tiramisu is just espresso and mascarpone. Is that what it is? I don't know. Espresso and something creamy. So isn't that like all coffee? It's good though. I'm not disappointed. I am glad that I got a small because I don't know if I'll even finish this, but it's a good afternoon pick me up. No complaints here. So let's get into the good stuff. I have been kind of feeling weird a little bit lately. I know we are in the middle of eclipse season, so everybody I think is feeling weird, and maybe you might be feeling like stuck or like things aren't going anywhere, but I'm trying to like notice the themes that are popping up like in my head, issues that are popping up in my life, and just seeing like where those things are popping up, because likely that'll be a hint at what kind of themes or things are changing in my life. And a lot for me has been about making money, my career, how I want to support myself in this world, what I want to put into the world, my purpose in life, as I'm always thinking about that. But I just feel like recently more it's like I'm always thinking about it. And I need to take a step back sometimes and like stop thinking, because I can definitely overthink and then just get stuck in like a loophole of like, oh, thinking about this, oh, thinking about this again, oh, thinking about this again. And so I think that's kind of where I've been at the past like 2 weeks, especially after my birthday party. I think that took a lot of energy out of me. And then after that, just knowing that I'm going to have to go back to work soon, which is a whole nother thing. I'm going back to work next week after being on a really long leave. Is maybe just think about how maybe that's not the right path for me, what I really want, what I can really put out there in the world, and what I really want to give myself the chance to try to build. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, we're going to get into how this week went. So to start it off, something that I did better this week was I did a lot better at actually believing that I can just start things and I don't need to wait. So I met up with one of my friends this week, and we were just talking about an opportunity to, she's really into like the event space, and she was in nonprofits and has a good grasp on like what it takes to like do events and, you know, how to build a community and things like that. So I had a really good conversation with her, and I definitely wanted to explore an opportunity to do something with her, but just the way she is, and she's just like, okay, let's do it. Like, we're talking about it, let's do it. And that kind of like not took me back, but it kind of was like, wait, yeah, actually we can just do it. We don't need to like say, oh yeah, we should do this, and then we don't do anything, and then talk about it again a couple months later and then don't do anything. It was nice to have somebody be like, no, let's set a date now. How can we prepare for it? And let's just do it. You know, we'll see what happens and we'll go from there. So I'm really excited. I'll be talking about a little bit more if you are in like the Chicagoland area. It's going to be a cute little crafty girls thing. So I'm excited to work on that with her and actually like start on something that not only do I feel pretty passionate about, but it's like, it's exciting. Like, it felt like finally I have something. Oh, okay, so it did fall. Hopefully it will not fall again. What I was saying was, I don't know, it was really nice to be able to have somebody who kind of has experience in it and really was just like kind of the driving push to like actually set something in stone instead of like just having it be an idea or something that we're kind of just thinking about. It's like, it's actually happening now, and that's all because we both took the time to meet up with each other, and we're both willing to put in the effort, and we're like pretty aligned. So I'm really excited. I think it will be really fun, and I'm excited to share more about when it's going to be, what it's going to be, and how everything goes with that. And it really just made me like open my eyes, I guess, to the fact that like I really can just do things when I say that I'm going to, or like do things, and instead of it just being like an idea or being like a what if I eventually do this, like it doesn't have to be a what if, it can be a like, you know, let's see how it goes. I'm kind of like taking that and our event, like our joint event, and kind of putting that mindset to like other things in my life of just being like, wait, why do I keep putting myself in this box, or why do I keep thinking that I can't do things now and I have to do it later? Which is like, it feels like this is just going to be a lifelong thing that I'm going to have to learn, because I thought that I already kind of learned that I don't have to wait until I'm ready. I don't have to wait, you know, to hit certain things to be able to do certain things. But I find that I'm just like constantly learning and relearning that over and over again, because I think I'll get in phases where I'm like, yeah, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna do anything I want, who cares what anybody thinks? And then like after I'm up so long, I'm like, wait a minute, actually maybe I do care what people think. And I kind of just like get in my head a little bit more. So having people around me who are more not spontaneous but more like, yes, action oriented, let's do it, I think really helps me, and that really motivated me this week. I'm trying not to move around so that it doesn't shake the car. But on the other hand, something that I struggled with this week was just being in my thoughts a lot, like more towards the beginning of the week. I think now, like after Wednesday night when I met up with my friend and then like totally switched my mindset, it just felt like I was really in my head a lot. I was just like thinking about the possibilities, thinking about like I have some decisions that I'm trying to make, and they're pretty big ones. And I felt like I kept thinking about like the pros and the cons, kept listing them out of my head of the pros, going through them, listing out the cons in my head and going through them. And I think I just kept thinking about the same thing over and over and over again. And by thinking about it too much, it made it just so overwhelming for me. And that made everything else seem really overwhelming for me. And it kind of just, I created stress on myself for no reason. Like, it's not like I need to make this decision today. I do need to make it soon, but I don't even need to make it soon though, actually. That's just like a self-imposed like deadline or timeline of what I want to decide by. So I'm really the only one putting the pressure on myself. It's not life or death, but I think when I can kind of just like ruminate over my thoughts and think about it too much, it makes it feel more serious in my brain. And then I'm like, oh my God, I feel like paralyzed. I feel like paralyzed in fear, literally. And then I just don't do anything and I'll just lay around and wait for somebody to like initiate something. So I am really sick of that cycle. I know that it's something that I've talked about it a lot and I've kind of tried to get through a lot. But I'm going to be working on it for a while. So, but honestly, I've been trained to be this way for the last 30 years. So it's going to take me a while to kind of learn a new way to think, learn a new way to like operate and get out of that type of cycle. So not going to be too hard on myself, but, I do think it's kind of hard when you do live with a partner or you live with somebody who can kind of see your habits, and then they can also hear you talk about how you want to improve them. Because honestly, Kevin did try to like get me out of my funk and like my rut. It wasn't even a rut, it was just like kind of thinking a little bit too much and kind of being in a little bit of a freeze mode. He did try to get me out of that and was like, hey, you said you were going to post videos, where are they? And then I just kind of like, I was also like kind of hormonal. So I kind of like snapped at him and was like, no, like, give me some time. Like, I don't need to do everything right now. And I kind of just got defensive. And I think that's because he was right. Like, I said that I was going to do these things, and then he's seeing me just lay around and not do them. And so it's hard, I think, when you do live with somebody who can see you in all of the good, the bad, and the ugly, on those bad days or those like harder days. It's hard to explain how you are stuck in like a feeling of paralysis, and like it's hard to explain that to somebody and try to help them help you, because I know he's not trying to like stress me out or like put more pressure on me. He's trying to help me, and that's exactly what I ask him to do. But it's like he doesn't live in my brain. I can't, if I don't convey the way that I'm feeling or the way that like my overthinking is causing me to be in that state of freeze, then there's no way he's going to be able to help me. And so that's something I think I also struggled with, was like, one, yeah, was kind of a little hormonal and little like my mood swings were a little bit crazy, but we all have those weeks. I don't know, ever since maybe getting like my hair dyed a little bit more red, it's like a plum, been feeling a little bit more fiery, a little bit more like I just want to like scream. I don't know. So yeah, just trying to navigate what I say and what I think about, and try to be able to be better about communicating the way that I'm feeling, or communicating maybe why I feel like I'm in a freeze state and what I need. Because sometimes I do need a push. I do need someone to be like, hey, get your ass up and fucking do what you said you're going to do. And sometimes I need someone to be like, it's okay. Like, you're fine. Take the day. I understand that it's hard. We'll get back to it tomorrow. But it's really hard to balance it, because sometimes I think that I need one thing, but I actually need the opposite. And if I don't get what I think I want and I get what I actually need, then I might act a little bit cranky. So I don't know, just trying to learn how to be a big girl and manage my emotions and communicate properly. And what even was my struggle? I said, oh, just thinking a lot. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, getting out of my head a little bit more will help me a lot. How to do that is a good question. I think that would definitely be getting into my body and moving my body more, which is a whole nother thing. I've talked about how I need to be more active. So we can talk about that next week. But I do want to do things that can get me out of my head. So whether that be working out or going on a walk, or crafting and like drawing and doing things. Because when I was prepping for my birthday party and like doing all my crafts, I wasn't really thinking so much or being too like worried about what my options are, what the future holds. I was kind of just like, it makes you think about what you have right in front of you instead of like all the anxiety and all the things that you could be worrying about. So I just need to do more things to get myself out of my head and also learn how to communicate, what I need. Before I even communicate what I need to learn what I need, because that is definitely a learning process right now too. Because like I said, sometimes I think I need something, but I actually need the opposite. And sometimes what I think I need is just really keeping me in a state of comfort and not pushing me to grow at all. So I don't know. So yeah, definitely props to Kevin this week for putting up with me and supporting me even when maybe I wasn't my most highest self. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you, babe. I love you. And something I want to release, I think it's just going to be the same thing that I've been talking about, is I want to release the feeling that my future is already set in stone. And maybe that's not exactly the same way, because I think before I was saying I want to release the feeling that I need to have everything figured out or everything needs to go my way in order for it to be okay. I actually think I need to release, the feeling that my future is already planned for me, or I've already decided how my life is going to go because I picked a career path when I was 18 years old. Like, I want to release that, and I don't think that is serving me at all. I feel like it's kind of kept me stuck in a really narrow mindset, a really narrow thinking of like, oh, since I chose to do this, I'm going to keep looking for jobs that include that. And if they don't, and if I do something else, it's kind of like I wasted all the time before. Or my life isn't going to turn out as good as I thought it would be. It's kind of crazy once you do realize that no, your life can be so much more than what you originally envisioned. How it's like literally like an epiphany. Like, you're like, whoa, wait, I didn't even think of things like this. Like, and then it kind of leads you to meeting different people that do things that you would have never even thought of, and make money in ways that you would have never even thought of. So I don't know. That's kind of what I want to release, is just like feeling like I can only make money through a salary job, or I can only feel secure and safe through a salary job, or I need to have a boss ahead of me to tell me what to do. And if I don't have anybody telling me what to do, then I'm going to do the wrong thing. And I think that's been a big thing for me too. Is like, even in school, I would always need like an assignment. Like, I would need the assignment to have like an objective, especially like in English class when we're writing something. If there was like an open-ended thing, like write about a specific kind of theme, but you can pick whatever you want. I really struggle with that because I think that I need direction. And maybe I do need a little bit direction, but I thought that I needed like the blueprints, basically. I need someone telling me what to do, how to do it, if I'm doing it good or not. I don't need that. But I want to learn how to trust in myself, trust in that I will do the things that I say I'm going to do, that I will listen to myself when I know that I need to do more, and I will listen to myself when I know that I need to rest. And just trust my intuition in the decisions that I think best suit what's going to make me happy, instead of what I think is like the responsible thing. But I'm not too crazy. I'm not saying that I'm gonna like throw my whole life out of the window because one thing didn't make me happy. There are other people that obviously my decisions affect, so I just want to, I don't know if I want to say like I don't need to do the responsible thing, but I don't need to think that choosing my happiness isn't the responsible thing, if that makes sense. I think that we can all fall into the fear, especially how times are right now with the economy and everything crazy going on. We can think that things are hard and, people are going without their basic needs. A lot of people are struggling. People are losing their jobs. So when I even think of being like, well, my job makes me miserable, but then I'm like, but I should be grateful to have a job. But that also kind of makes you kind of be stuck in it's kind of like that's what they want you to think, they want you to say, oh, well, at least I'm grateful to have a job, even though they're overworking you like crazy, they're treating you like shit. You should just be okay with it and actually be grateful and say thank you for me treating you like shit. Like, I don't think it has to be like that. We can change it. It's such a hard, for me, it's such a hard balance between like, practical reality and it's like reality, it's always just like, and reality really is just what you make of, but the practical, like normal, what's been normalized as reality versus like knowing that our mindset can change our lives, what we think can manifest into reality, and not being so delusional. Like, I want to be delusional, but not too delusional. Like, I want to believe that I can do anything, but I don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to quit my job and I'll make $1 million tomorrow. Because while that can happen, I'm obviously not at that mindset yet. So, I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, actually. I kind of went on a little bit of a tangent, but basically what I was saying is that, wait, what was I saying? But basically what I want to release is just feeling like I've already decided my whole life and it's already written out for me. I can make changes and they can be for good, even if it seems scary. So yeah, that's what I want to release. And then lastly, my goal for next week is just going to be to stay sane and structured, because next week is going to be my first week going back to work. I have been on leave for a couple months. So this Sunday is definitely going to be the scariest Sunday ever. I'm already like, thinking about opening my laptop and checking the probably 30,000 emails that are there. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be an adjustment for sure. But yeah, next week I really just want to stay sane, stay grounded, and know that even though it's probably going to be really stressful, it's probably going to be very overwhelming to go through 30,000 emails, go through everything that I've missed while I've been gone. Know that it's okay. I don't need to be caught up in one day. I have time. And also that this doesn't have to be a permanent thing. I just want to get through each day. And then also not let everything else kind of fall off just because I'm back at work. Because I know when I get really stressed out or really overwhelmed, the house and the dishes, the laundry, cooking, those are the things that kind of fall off first. And I really hate that, because whenever like we stop cooking, usually this is how the cycle goes. It'll be like, okay, we did groceries, we're cooking, and then we cleaning, and then we get a little bit stressed, so we kind of fall off on the cleaning, and then maybe very busy, so then I don't go grocery shopping, so then we don't really have any food to cook, so then we just end up ordering takeout, and then we just end up feeling really sick because we're only eating takeout, and then the next day we do the same thing because we don't have any groceries, and we have dirty dishes, and we don't want to clean or do anything because we feel sick, and we feel like stressed out from the takeout and from being busy. So that is also another cycle that I want to kind of cut off. So I really want to, even though I think things are going to be hectic, I want to try to prioritize like at least cooking at home, keeping the house organized as it can be. And just making a mindful effort of doing it, because like I said, that's just something that is the first thing to leave my mind, is thinking about the house. And then when the house gets all dirty, it just makes everything feel more chaotic and more hectic, and it's just like a snowball effect. So just gonna try to be a little bit more mindful about picking up after things, like putting things away, not putting them down. Like for example, putting my dishes in the dishwasher instead of just leaving the dirty ones in the sink. Or trying to clean the dishes as they go instead of letting them pile up. Hopefully that can help me stay a little bit more sane, and help Kevin too, because I know he's been really stressed with work. So I don't know. We shall see how it goes. Hopefully we can survive at least 1 week. And honestly, we'll probably light a fire underneath me to figure something else out so that I don't have to stay at this fuck ass company. But we don't really need to get into that. So yeah, I think that's everything from this week. Nothing really crazy. I went to the beach yesterday with my friend. I kind of think that that's the last time I'm going to be able to go to the beach this summer. So I'm glad that I was able to at least go one last time and get a little bit of a tan. I know that I'm not tan by any means right now, but this is like the most tan that I get tan, but it takes me a while and it fades fast, I feel like. So hopefully I got a little bit of a natural healthy glow to last me through like at least October or something. I can't complain about my drink today. It was really good, and I think I'm gonna finish it. But I'm thinking I'm needing to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for continuing to watch my videos and support my channel by commenting or subscribing. It really means a lot to me, and I get really excited when I see like the same people comment on multiple videos because it feels like we're finally getting like a like a back and forth here. So yeah, just wanted to say an extra thank you because I think earlier this week when I was going through my little bit of a overthinking type thing, I was kind of like avoiding looking at like any thing about my channel because I knew that I was avoiding recording or avoiding like posting anything on my channel, and so I was just really in an avoidance mode, and I didn't have time to respond to like some comments as quickly as I usually would like to. And I think that's just a reminder to not be so anxious whenever I think about my stuff and assume something horrible is gonna come up when I check on my YouTube. I should just assume that there will always be a little cutie surprise comment. So again, thank you to everybody who is engaging with my videos. I really, really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you for spending time with me today. I'm very excited to see what will happen between this sip and the next. Bye!